Talks between India and the United States on a long-awaited bilateral trade deal are finally showing some signs of progress. Take a look at this. For the first time since US President Donald Trump slapped those steep tariffs on Indian goods, 50% in some cases, the two sides sat down in Delhi today on the 16th of September, and it looks good at the moment. Assistant US Trade Representative Brendan Lynch, he led the American delegation, meeting Commerce Ministry's Special Secretary Rajesh Agrawal. A spokesperson of the US Embassy described the discussions as quote-unquote positive, and India's Commerce Ministry echoed the very sentiment, saying both sides had agreed to step up efforts for what they called an early conclusion of a mutually beneficial trade agreement. Now, these talks are being seen not as the sixth formal round of negotiations, but more as a precursor to the next phase of the bilateral trade agreement. Sources say the goal is to repair ties after a rocky period in relations. The strain deepened earlier this summer when Washington imposed an additional 25% penalty on India for its purchases of Russian oil on top of the existing 25% tariffs. New Delhi called the move unfair and pointed out the contradiction. China buys more Russian crude than anyone else, and the European Union remains Moscow's largest LNG customer. But no sanctions on them, but a punitive measure for India. The rhetoric hasn't helped either. Donald Trump has publicly dismissed India's economy as dead. His former trade advisor Peter Navarro went further, describing India's payments for Russian energy as blood money. But a shift is underway, let's not deny that. Just last week, Donald Trump himself struck a softer note, confirming that talks are on and expressing confidence that a deal could be reached. Now, both New Delhi and Washington say they want to put the friction behind them, as they now look for a common ground to secure a trade agreement that could reset one of the world's most important economic partnerships.